My fault. Sorry. Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Next Kami. Back with another video. I understand that this is a new channel and whatnot. The last one, unfortunately, ended up getting hacked when we were nearing 500. So hopefully, I can get back to where I was before, and get back into it. Thanks for hearing me out.
Fight to
Don't worry, I got it. Ugh. That little corpse pissed me off now.
Said I got my heart stolen from a robber with some high heels on. Yeah, there's nothing I could do, I couldn't stop her from leading me on. Yeah, it's a love robbery.
So we're going to be starting off when Naruto and Menma were born. That would be around the time of the Nine Tails attack. So Naruto and Menma being born, Kushina would have thought that she was just having one son, and the first child to come out would be Menma, of course, because Menma would obviously have to be the big brother, because it makes more sense to me. So Menma being born, Kushina would have thought she's only having one son, but her stomach was still bulging a bit, and she felt another child coming out. Kushina would then ask the doctors, "Is she dying?" And then the doctor said, "No, you're having another child." Kushina and Minato would be surprised but not angry. They would keep going, and Kushina would successfully have both her children. Obito would come in snatching Naruto, while Menma would be being held by the doctors, while Obito had stolen Naruto. Everything would go as per canon, except for when the part of Obito following Minato to his home and taking Menma and Naruto. So once the Nine Tails was completely released, Kushina would try her hardest just to restrain the Nine Tails from going rampant even more into the village. So she would use her Uzumaki chains to keep the Nine Tails bound. But that would work to no avail. After a while, Kushina and Minato said to each other, we're gonna have to seal the Nine Tails into another host." Minato would then suggest, "How about the lower third?" And Kushina would then say, "The lower third is too old. The Nine Tails will just take over his body. I think we should give each half of the Nine Tails to our sons." Minato would then say, "That's crazy, Kushina. What kind of idea do you have like that? That's stupid. You're just gonna kill them." Kushina would then say, "I promise you, Minato, you'll see in the future." At this time, Minato was desperate, so he agreed and allowed it to happen. After a while, the Reaper Death Seal would, kill Kushina. No, would kill Minato, and I guess the Nine Tails being extracted and being impaled by Kurama would kill both Minato and Kushina. So instead of just being Naruto being extra, being instead of Naruto being exiled, people wouldn't really care much. They would just treat them like they weren't there, more or less, because they don't want two demon foxes coming after them. That would be, pretty bad. So they went on normally, and around the time of Naruto and Memra being around 5 years old or so, you know, this would be pretty late in the year, around winter time, because Naruto's birthday is October 10th, I'm pretty sure. And Menma would find out from Kurama that his father was Minato. Menma going up to the third Hokage with Naruto behind him would say, "Old man, how come you lied to us saying that our father just wasn't there? Our father was a fourth and he ended up sacrificing his life for us." Lord Third would say, "What are you talking about? That's not true." Menma would then get pissed off, kicking the desk, saying, "Old man, there's no need to lie to me. I know who my father is. You're telling me that this blonde-haired man right here is not our father?" The third Hokage would get off on a sigh and then take a draw from his pipe, saying, "Alright, you got me." Yes, your father was the fourth Hokage. Naruto's eyes would light up, saying his father was a Hokage. But after seeing the display of the Hokage lying to Naruto and Menma throughout their entire life, I would then say to him, I don't want to become the Hokage anymore. I don't want to be a liar like you. Naruto and Menma would then say to Lord Third, give us all of our father's possessions. We want them all. Lord Third would then say, alright then. He left that in his will if he were to ever die. He said make sure to give his children everything that he owns. Naruto and Menma would move into the house that Minato and Kushina lived in previously. They would see a man with a mask, with like a cat looking mask, standing inside the doorway. This of course would be Kakashi. After a while, they would go up to the door and then Kakashi would crouch down saying, hey you two, I'm Kakashi Hatake. You guys are Menma Uzumaki and Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. Your father was my sensei. Naruto and Menma would both say, we don't really know how to. They really know how to react to it, and they would both, go into the house. Kakashi would then say, I'm going to train you both to be strong. I don't want you guys to be weak. I don't want you guys to be weak. And this is where they would begin to train. They would train up to the time where they would be going into the ninja academy. Menma would be, of course, stronger than Naruto morally, but Naruto would have more raw power compared to Menma. Menma would have precision and like thinking before what he would do. Naruto wouldn't really think about much of precision. He would just think about brute power and how he can win. Naruto would easily be getting beaten by Menma, but times were when, Menma would get beaten by Naruto. Throughout the time of them training with Kakashi, Menma gained interest from the the flying Raijin Jutsu. Menma and Naruto would both be interested in it, and Kakashi couldn't really teach them because he never learned it. So Naruto would then say, how about we go to the old man's office and take that big scroll that's super secret? Menma would say, Naruto, what the hell's wrong with you? That's a dumb idea. Naruto would then say, well, Menma, if you're not coming with me, I'll go by myself then. I don't need your help. Naruto would sneak into the office looking at all the jutsu. He would see one called the Rasengan, the Flying Raijin, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and a few others. Naruto would write down copies of this scroll and bring it home. Menma's eyes would glow up when he seen it, and Naruto said, see, Menma, what did I tell you? I knew you'd be surprised. Menma would then go ahead and start reading jutsu off. Menma would pretty easily learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu after a little while. And Naruto would learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu soon after him. Kakashi would come into the house with food saying, alright guys, I'll come back. And he would see Naruto and Menma practicing with their scroll. Kakashi would then say, what are you guys doing in here? And then Menma would then say, we're trying to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. But Menma and Naruto couldn't really do it. Kakashi said, just wait until you get to the academy, then you should be able to pull off the jutsu. Naruto and Menma going to the academy would be around, I think it was like 6 or so. So going into the academy, they would start learning about chakra control and basically the ninja way in general. Menma would be top of the class, as well as Sasuke. But Naruto really be as high as them. But Naruto always being around Menma, Naruto would learn a lot more and would be able to do a lot more work compared to other students. So he would be third, I guess, after Menma and Sasuke. Menma would always help Naruto with every endeavor that he had had. And Menma had said to Naruto, Naruto, you have to work harder if you want to end up becoming the Hokage. Naruto would then say, Menma, I don't want to become the Hokage anymore. You know how the Lord There is just a liar. He lied to us for all the time that we had spent there waiting for our parents to come back. And Menma would just agree, saying, Alright then, Naruto, what's your new goal? Naruto would then say, My goal is just to help you out, big brother Menma, and to get stronger. Naruto Naruto would look slightly up towards Menma, and Menma would then say, Naruto, you have to help yourself sometimes, you know that, right? I'm not always going to be there to help you. So we're just going to time skip to around the time where people were like, doing the freaking graduation exams. Everything would go as per canon with Naruto going with Mitsuki trying to, influence Naruto into taking the scroll. But Naruto would easily figure out that Mitsuki was just trying to use him. Naruto would use would get some random scroll writing Forbidden Scroll of the Land of Fire on it. Mitsuki, thinking that this was the actual scroll, would take it and leave to Orochimaru. When this would happen, Naruto had wrote down a sealing jutsu on there that he had seen inside the scroll. It were to it were to summon a giant explosion. When when Naruto had opened it, no, not, when Misaki had opened it on the way to Orochimaru's hideout, it would explode, killing him. Naruto would then think, "Oh, I feel horrible for having to kill that man." But Naruto wouldn't really think of it much as killing him, more or less of setting a trap. So if Michiki just didn't open it, he wouldn't die. So Naruto would think optimistically that no one opened it and he just left the scroll somewhere. And it would just leave Naruto's head. What would happen after this? Menma, Naruto, Sasuke would be on the same team due to the third Hokage pulling some strings because the they should all stay together. Menma would then say to Naruto, saying, "All right then, we have to become strong enough to get higher than Uncle Kakashi." Actually, no. We have to get stronger so that we can fight on par with Big Brother Kakashi. Kakashi would, you know, oh, Sakura wouldn't be there, of course, because no one likes Sakura. I still don't like Sakura. Sakura is a five head who is absolutely useless. No use for Sakura, absolute dog water. But that's beside the point. Moving on, Naruto and Menma would easily be getting stronger and stronger. After a while, Kakashi would then say to them, "All right, guys, we're going to need to get you some weapons." Naruto would say, "Are kunai and shuriken not enough?" Kakashi would then say, "You dunce, you might need a sword or something." And then Menma would agree with Kakashi, saying, "Naruto, we can't only use kunai. We need longer range weapons." So Naruto and Menma and Kakashi would go into the blacksmith shop, seeing an old man with gray hair. Kakashi would then say, "Hey, Kami, I told you that I was gonna need swords for these two in a couple years." Kami would then say, "Oh yes, I remember that. Well then, which ones will they need?" Naruto and Menma would walk around looking. Menma would see a sword with a goldish black handle, and the blade would glow silver. Menma would grab the blade, saying, "I like this one. I like this one, Big Brother Kakashi." Naruto would be looking around. He would see a basic katana with a wooden handle. Naruto would then say, "Uncle Kakashi, I want Big Brother Kakashi. I want this one." Kakashi would then agree to Naruto and Menma getting these swords. But Kakashi would then say, alright then, Kami, we're leaving. And Naruto and Menma were holding the swords, but Kakashi would say, what are you doing with those? Go put them back. I'm not buying those for you. Menma and Naruto's faces would frown, saying, but why would you bring us here if you're not buying them for us? You're going to work as a ninja to buy them on your own. Going on their normal missions, they would get very low pay. They would be getting paid almost nothing. But that wouldn't really faze them. They would learn how to distribute their money to the point where they can, like pay for their stuff and whatnot. So after a while, Kakashi so after a while his team would get enough money. No, I mean, Naruto and Menma would get enough money to grab their swords. Naruto and Menma would then go to Kami's place saying, alright, old man Kami, we're ready to buy our swords. Kami would then say, alright then, pass over the money. Naruto and Menma would hand over the money to Kami, taking their swords. Naruto would sheath his blade. Naruto would then say, hey, Big Brother Menma, do you think that I would look cool with a yukata? Not like a yukata, like more of a kamino. Menma would then say, what are you talking about, Naruto? That's only in samurai pictures. That's only inside, ninja and samurai pictures. So Naruto would have a little bit of money left over, and he went to go buy yukata. So he would more or less, like, people who wore yukatas and they would just have the katana on their side, more or less. This is around the time where they would be going to do the Land of Waves mission because Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke would get bored of these like normal missions. Menma would then suggest to Lower Third, saying, "Hey, old man, I think it's time that we should get harder missions." The third Hokage would then say to them, "Alright then, I'll give you a harder mission, but only C rank, because I don't want you guys to be inside too much danger." He would then say, this is just your average escort mission. All you have to do is get this man to the Land of Waves, and then your job's over." And then the Lower Third would say, "You guys will depart in 42 hours." The old man his stay would have ended inside Konoha, and he would be making his way back to the Land of Waves. He Tazuna would walk into the third Hokage's office with the team. The team would be standing there towards the wall. Tazuna would then say, "Hey, oh Hokage, you think that these kids could protect me? They all look weak." The third Hokage would look at them saying, I'm pretty sure they're very capable of protecting you." Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke would scoff at the old man, giving them the death stare. The old man would be a little shaken, but wouldn't really care much. Going on to the mission, Naruto, Menma, Kakashi, and Sasuke would notice that there was somebody watching them. Naruto, Menma, and Sasuke would whisper to each other, "Do you sense those two?" Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke would then say, "Of course, yes, and we sense them. We're gonna go take care of them." Sasuke would then say, I'm not gonna be outdone by the dope Naruto." So Sasuke would try to go to kill one of them, but the guy would kick Sasuke in his face, sending him to the ground. But Naruto would easily stab the man in his stomach, making him like not able to move. And Menma would easily knock out the other guy. After this, they would keep on going, but the one who was still alive, which would be the brother that didn't get stabbed, because the brother who got stabbed was cut pretty deeply, so he would easily have died from blood loss. So Kakashi would then ask them, "Hey, you know what happened, man? You all right? Why are you here?" The the Chunin brother would then say, I work for an organization under a man named Gato, and my boss right now would be Zabuza." Kakashi would recognize the name, saying, "The Seven Swordsmen of the Mist." Well, I guess I'm not surprised that the mist would have to the mist that somebody from the mist would be, coming for this old man. Naruto Naruto would look at Tazuna saying, "Hey, old man, how come you asked for such an easy mission? So why wouldn't you just, wait a little while longer inside the village, maybe get a part-time job and get enough money to leave and get an actual team?" The old man would then say, "Kid, look, it's not that easy to get money inside this world." Naruto and Menma would understand because they had to go through a struggle of working for a while so that they can get their swords. So after this, Naruto, Sasuke, Menma, Kakashi would all be on their utmost guard because they wouldn't know if they were were gonna get attacked by Haku and Zabuza. Kakashi would sense bloodlust inside the mist ahead, but Kakashi wouldn't really think much of it. He would just think that this is just a guard of the mist waiting for intruders. But as he got closer, Kakashi noticed the man had a huge sword, and we all know the huge sword would be the executioner's blade. And this is where I'm going to be leaving off the part because my audio was a little split right there, and the audio just chose just to not work for a little bit. So hopefully you guys will understand. I am pretty sure I hit over the 20-minute mark. So for the next part of this, I want 10 likes. Yeah, 10 likes more or less. 10 likes will be the like goal, and the next part will come out immediately after. This has been your boy, Next Kami, signing off.